the Vardys have their own reality show on ITVX called The Vardys. And here's a clip.
Jamie Vardy is going to leave Leicester City on to the next chapter.
Italy.
It's been a really tough 5 years. You either love me or you hate me.
She's strong enough to deal with anything.
5 armed guys with crowbars. He has to decide whether we are staying or we're going back to England.
So I have watched the first episode of this, and apart from the infamous Wagatha movement, which most people will remember, where Colleen Rooney and Rebecca Vardy got in really a head-to-head fight, where Colleen Rooney revealed on Instagram that it was Rebecca Vardy selling stories on her, and that, of course, Rebecca Vardy then took her to court for defamation and subsequently lost. Now, the reason I mention this is because when you see the Vardys, of course, it is both of them. But when this starts, this very much features around his career, and that's what it sort of feels like at the beginning. It feels like it's going to be those kind of sports documentaries that you and I, Ian, really enjoy, actually, and you kind of learn a lot about the characters and why they're doing what they're doing, and a little bit of a sneak behind the curtain, so to speak. But actually, this is not really where it ends up. This is much more of a sort of fly-on-the-wall reality television show, which just does incorporate some of that football talk, a lot of it, because, of course, their lives change fundamentally because he leaves his British football club and moves to an Italian football club, which means that the whole family has to move abroad. Well, they don't have to, but they do. And you go on that journey with them, the highs and the lows. But the Wagatha Christie element it sort of underpins a lot of that first episode. I don't know whether it drops off after that, but she says on more than one occasion, hell will freeze over before she apologises. It's something that she wants. I feel like she wants to get her version of events out, and it's obviously highly edited. It's their version of events, is what they want you to see. And I kind of wanted to, if I'm honest with you, I kind of wanted to warm to her a little bit more than I did, if I'm honest with you. I kind of wanted to, because she has been, she is the villain of the story, I suppose, in the whole Wagatha Christie tale. And, what do you believe, what don't you believe, other than what the judge has said and what the judge has ruled? I guess that's what you have to go with, which she doesn't agree with. She thinks they got it wrong. But she talks about the fact that she's been treated worse than a paedophile. She's very over the top in this. It feels a lot about her and her feelings, and she does sort of talk about that a bit, because at one point she says, because she's getting really stressed about moving to Italy. I've clearly got loads of money there. House is absolutely incredible. It's footballer's salary, isn't it? House is amazing. They want for nothing, but it's all relative, I guess. And what she says is, look, people will look at me and think, why are you stressing out about this? You've got absolutely everything. But she says, actually, it's really tough. I've got to move the kids. I've got to find new schools for them. I've got to find a new home for them. I suppose anybody else having to do a job move would have to do that all by themselves, but they do actually have helpers to do that. They are able to fly back from holiday and then fly out to Italy to sign contracts and leave their children behind, whereas most of us don't have that kind of luxury, I suppose. And I think that's the hardest part to navigate in this, in my opinion, is we want to be the girl next door, we want to be the family next door, I'm sure are a lot of fun, but still the divide is very, very clear. So you do learn lots about them to a degree. You can see why he's doing what he's doing. He's a very passionate player. He adores his wife. They adore their children. Her children seem to absolutely come first for her. So it is a fly-on-the-wall documentary, but it did leave me, if I'm honest with you, in a little bit cold. There were times I just wanted to feel more warmth, but then maybe they've had to harden because of the environment they've been in. But you can't help but get away from that Wagatha Christie story that hit headline after headline after headline, and she did lose that court case. And I can't help but wonder what Colleen Rooney thinks. I feel like this is a tennis match, and one, hits the ball over the net, and the other one's gonna hit back. It's an interesting watch. It's light viewing, but as I say, I didn't fall in love with them as much as I thought I might. What did you think, Ian?
Yeah, I did quite enjoy it. I do think an element of it is an attempt to sort of rehabilitate Rebecca, isn't it? Although, as you say, she's sticking to her guns and saying, the court got it wrong, But as we know, never litigate. It's a bad idea. And so it turned out. I mean, Jamie Vardy's story is astonishing, to go from non-league to winning the Premier League with Leicester, and he's a really likeable guy. And yeah, as you say, they seem like a pretty solid couple. But I mean, he could have retired on a high, but he obviously wanted to keep playing. I mean, I don't know if they needed the money particularly, but yeah. So you follow him at very short notice, heading off, signing a contract, and going off to play in Italy. And I mean, I found that very interesting, because it's so much upheaval, isn't it, for the whole family? It's I mean, obviously the money's going to be good, but it's very disruptive. I liked it, I enjoyed it, and I think it was quite good just to get to see a bit more of Rebecca, rather than just her turning up to court and being traduced in the tabloids. And I guess also probably part of the deal for making the show was, you are going to have to talk about the Wagatha Christie thing. So yeah, I thought it was perfectly enjoyable, but nothing kind of groundbreaking or amazing. Yeah, just a family going through quite a hectic time together.